Alright, hello Laura, my name is Nathan from Loyal Macaroon, and I'm just going to be looking at your video. I wasn't originally going to, but I quickly glanced and noticed you're a Reinhardt. Well, you were at least playing Reinhardt in this video, and Reinhardt is my main hero. Reinhardt and Brigitte. Anyone who can hold a shield is mine. But I guess we'll go through your video. Let's see, Laura says, I played Council Overwatch since Season 3, and it may be Council, but I take it seriously. I play Council too, and I like it more than PC, by the way. And I try my best to improve. When I come to realize just how long I'd been stuck, I actually started watching YouTube videos and doing my own VOD reviews and playing more purposely around Season 9 or 10. I tried DPS and solo queuing, being a mic, not a mic, shot calling, playing main tank, playing in a 6-stack with the sign rolls and being shot caller, so it looks like she's tried everything, but she is hard stuck. If anyone would be interested in coaching me, I will greatly appreciate it. So this is her video. Before I start, I noticed you are in a 6-stack. Not sure if you got this from the Find a Group or if these are actual friends. Just a bit of warning I have about the Find a Group feature is that while on paper it seems like such a good idea, what's going on with the screen? One issue I find with it is that you'll have like one or two, how should I say, really bad players, and having a few bad players will make climbing a bit difficult, especially since this feature will kind of make you go against other 6-stacks who may or may not be an actual coordinated team. But so that's something to keep in mind. That's why I find I have better luck playing with one friend, like I can vouch that he's good, or I like just solo queuing. But it's good. Oh, let's refresh this.
To the left.
Oh my, it's
from our country. Put it up there and slap the sticker on it. It's like Canada. Made in Canada.
There's laws against that.
Nah.
Alright, attack. What do we do here, everyone?
And I'm gonna rate your team here. You probably don't need it. Like, it seems like you have enough experience, but just maybe for other people who are watching. What we have here, we have 3 healers. I personally love having a bunch of healers, like even if you're not running goats, you're not right here because you have 1 DPS, but you have 3 healers, 1 DPS, and 2 tanks, which if we get right down to it, you do want 1 tank who's a main tank or a shield tank, and you want 1 like kind of off tank, and Zarya and Reinhardt are known for being really good together. I'm not sure if you'll stay, but if that will stay, but
wait.
they're kind of discussing.
No.
You can stay Mercy.
If I'm not doing my job, Matt will just have to switch.
Yeah,
I can go to this.
I personally like this comp. One thing you should be aware of is you have nothing to get a Pharah or like a Widow, something. So just something to keep in mind.
Got a 6
I'm gonna
like
try
blue.
to pocket.
But it does look like this is not a Find a Group because you guys seem
like Lou.
pretty close. I think you're
No,
calling
no,
each
no,
other by
no,
your first
no,
name.
we're like blue.
Whatever.
You shouldn't really need to pocket Patrick too much between me and Cammy.
I'm also gonna say right here, I'm a
Wait,
diamond
She
player,
means with the
Reinhardt main,
damage.
so you can
I'm
take my
not
advice
making
if you want, but just take what I say with a grain of salt if you disagree. But one thing I'm going to quickly say though is just holding out your shield. You're not completely exposed, but if an enemy is spying on you guys, they will know before the door opens that you have Reinhardt. It is good to just throw your shield up as the door opens in case someone gets picked off by Widow or Junkrat or something, but just don't make it super obvious.
Jeff, fire check.
Ow.
What? I did none of that.
You guys go
Shot
first.
right.
Watch out for the dynamite.
Okay, so it looks like you're playing a bit conservative, and there's no reason to, because as you can see, no one is here to really damage you. There's no one who can one-shot you. Maybe you're worried about your team getting picked, but what I do as Reinhardt is I like to shield jump. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like you jump and then shield. It makes you move just a smidge faster. Also, you know, temporarily protects you while you're moving too, so it gets you right up here much faster. It's okay for Reinhardt to take a bit of damage. Any damage you take as Reinhardt means damage your other team's not taking, as well as it gives your healers time to get a little ult charge off you. So don't be afraid to take some damage.
I bubble to my peak.
Oh my god. No.
Back up.
Watch out.
Okay, push forward. You should be up front. You should be up front. Push up more. Yeah, so I think you're being a little conservative. I think you guys just rolled this point anyway, but I would have gone right up here. I know your shield's almost down. Make sure you're calling that out.
Just rotate the point.
Like be it shields at 500, shields at 1,000.
Nice, Steven.
Yeah.
He was right.
Team bring
You guys got
Move
this.
up to
Good.
the...
Nice.
Junkrat coming top.
Nice job,
think-
PP.
I think I heard him. Thanks can go forward.
So yeah, I know what you're doing with your shield. It's good to like look around 360, but make sure you don't need that shield anymore. Just let it
Push forward, I
recover.
got you bubble for you. Push this Ryan.
And I'm glad I like how you guys are pushing. Ooh, good job, Reaper.
Keep up, stay up. Keep pressure on the
No,
point. Keep pressure,
push
keep
them,
pushing.
push them.
No, go up with your guys. You should be the farthest one up.
No, it's
We're
like a
getting free
three.
distance.
Because you could have just blocked that dynamite.
I don't, no, I don't have bubble for you. I don't have bubble for you.
Nice. Good. That's good, because I'm sure you realized they had no shield tank to block that, so there's zero risk in doing that.
You guys are good.
That was awesome.
Good.
Holy fucking shit, what's my camping in this one?
That's fine.
Even if we die, like, look how much distance we're getting on the payload.
Yeah. I'm
That's
on the
true.
Pharah behind. I have grab. I could usually get Pharah's
She's
one.
Like you guys are dominating right now.
Could use grab.
I hate when that
Ryan's
happens,
charging,
Reinhardt.
charge, Ryan's half, Ryan's left,
So
Ryan's half,
typical.
Ryan's half. He's one.
But yeah, it's good that you're at least attempting to counter charge. Yeah, charge this Bob out of the here. Nice. Got him out of the way.
Back out, back out. PD back out.
Somebody's still standing on payload.
I am.
Yeah.
I got D.Va coming back here, guys.
Time, bro.
Okay,
She's
Yo,
half.
what's your OBJ right
I'm
now?
coming back.
I'm slightly I think it'll be fine. I just hope.
Just one person. Mercy,
that
you go
point.
forward. There's no healers up there right now.
I've got it. Go for it.
Ouch. I took that That's fine, that's fine,
I
it's
got,
fine.
wait, I
We got a ton of
absolutely
free
bubbled you.
distance.
Look at this. We set up 5.5
Back up,
minutes,
PD. I don't
guys.
have bubble for you. I don't have
So
so grab.
never waste your fire strikes. Like an amazing tool. It charges your ult so fast. So I do like to throw it at Reinhardt because maybe you will also get some people behind him. Don't throw it at Mercy or Pharah because it is a very slow attack. Unless they're very bad players, they seem to be holding their own right now. I just save it. Throw it right at Reinhardt. Get that all up.
Grab, I haven't used it yet. Oh, I need healing. I'm gonna get help.
Some behind.
Yeah, it's
I can bubble.
you got a good push. Oh,
Okay, we might have to switch up
Good
here.
Nice, bro.
yeah. So don't stop throwing it at Mercy. Let your actually you don't have a lot of people to take care of that.
Oh, I'm hacked. I can't hack from it.
Nice. I'm surprised at Mercy.
But did not
Mercy
crouch.
resing, Mercy
Up
resing,
there.
Mercy's one now.
She went forward. She's probably above us.
You got the res, it's just them, he's half.
I need healing.
I know
Real bad.
And make sure you let your team know. Make sure you let your team know that you have you have Sombra behind you.
I can't recharge
I'm
my
dead.
stuff there.
It's okay, it's okay. Alright, we may need
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Okay, again, I think you're aware of this. You lost 4 of your team. you know, there's no point in really sticking around. I wish you would have just suicided off the edge just to save your team time to getting back and not let the other team, you know, get all charged. Like, it's like in your introduction thing, you said you watch these coaching videos, so you probably understand the concept of not feeding and just suiciding, because you have zero chance of winning here, right?
Switch something to get rid of the fire.
So I would have just suicided off the edge there, or at least here, but I'm sure they'll finish you off in a
The
second.
break is probably, I'll just like.
Start McCree.
Yeah, that's what I was going.
I'm just gonna. Wish I can bring up your stats again. But it looks like you still have the same comp as before. I'm gonna just make sure. Okay. So this Pharah is kind of saving their team right now. Which of these heroes? Oh yeah, I have Ashe. Sorry, Ashe is good.
Yeah, that's what I was going.
So Ashe is a good switch. I think Ashe was one of the healers before.
Hey, she's right here.
Where was that?
Okay, McCree is fine too.
She's somewhere to the left.
When you guys are ready to push, I can Valk so we can push her back. Alright.
Watch out, 5 seconds, 5 seconds.
Diva is standing on top of Clara and
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
I'm going.
Just a little advice: if you really want to get really proficient, what I like to do is when I have a shadow ready, it's a Reinhardt battle. I like to wait for Reinhardt to throw a fire strike. As soon as he throws the fire strike, you know, I could Earth Shatter, but it's probably gonna be too late then. Once he fire strikes, I count 7. I count to 7, and when I get to 7, I'm going to anticipate he's going to throw another fire strike soon, because that's when his cooldown will roughly be done. Obviously, don't throw it immediately once you get 7, but like, just understand he's probably going to throw it soon, because, like, you know, it's a good idea to throw fire strike when you have it.
I'm hammered.
They're all hammered. Get this Ryan, focus Ryan. Good boot. Everyone get the Ryan.
I almost
He's
had him
one,
again.
he's so freaking left.
I was going to say, even Mercy seems to be in a good position to just
Oh, I got hacked.
shoot that Reinhardt.
No.
Yeah, regroup.
Oh my god.
Like, I know what you're doing, you're regrouping, but I would have at least gone ahead and put a shield in front of them and then walk backwards, because
I'm halfway to next.
they could have got picked off just walking backwards.
Might need a Diva.
Yeah, Diva might be good, but let's see how we can do here.
Yeah, I saw him right here.
Stomper's behind you guys.
I see her.
I saw this before too. I want to show you something. So, sorry. Let's pretend. Okay, let's not pretend. This is actually a wall. And with your shield, you seem to be kind of doing this sometimes, right? What I like to do is Reinhardt is I like to come here, because if you have the shield here, you have all this room for your DPS to use. If you're just using, this little, it's by drawing, little part again, they only have up to here, and they can't, like, move around over here. They have less space. I've been hearing this term a lot lately, but one of the best things a tank can do is make space, which I think is super true. It's something I think of a bit, but I've never heard it in those kind of terms. So allow your team to have space. I don't know if you're I don't know why I would assume you are, but if you're a chess player, if you're taking up more of the board, the opponent will have less places to move, and that's a huge advantage. I can't stress that enough. So make space for your team. Make wider angles for your team to get through.
In the window.
I see her. I think she's over the window.
So, like, I know you're in danger, but
There's one up top.
push forward a bit. You keep coming
I
back and
think
forth.
she's down right
You
now.
haven't really accomplished anything.
Nice.
I know they say wait for your DPS to make an opening, but it's up to you to help them find that opening. Oh dear. Oh no. Block it. Ah, poor team.
They use chatter
Nope.
and they use.
Just suicide. Suicide. Don't. There's no point in waiting right now. Walk off the edge. Walk off the edge.
Nice, Matt.
I'm at 91.
Because like you're probably gonna die here, and now your team's gonna wait for you.
Oh my god. I mean, if you have...
Fine,
Like, I
just
hope
regroup.
that's not like-
We have 2 minutes.
Res, I was
See.
hacked.
I'm not trying to be harsh
I
or
know,
anything.
I
I'm
know,
just
that's why I stopped.
like I'm very adamant about that, and you probably know it too. But and like I make that mistake sometimes as well, or I'm just like I don't want to just lay down and die, but I don't know like the nearest route.
So I'm gonna have it this way. We'll just pick it.
It's just.
You can move forward.
Don't rush it.
So remember, shield make space, make wider corners.
Do you have any? Okay, PB. Do you want to try to get up? Do you want to teleport up top?
Yeah, well, she's just gonna
You guys
blow
on
you
me.
up.
Yeah, make sure you tell your team you have no
Cover's
shields.
in the back.
She can't translocate. She cannot
Alright,
translocate.
I'm gonna pop out. I'm gonna pop now. Is that it?
You gained-
It's huge. It's massive. It's massive.
Oh. Oh, nice.
That's fine. I guess.
She's still here. She's hacked me. She's probably.
I don't
gone.
like, maybe it's just preference, I don't like charging into Zarya ult, because what that can do is, I've had my friend complain about it once, but, you know, I'll charge into them, I will pin one of them and they will probably die, but maybe I'll end up booping 2 of them into the air.
Sit down, sit down.
Young on point. Young on point.
No healing, no healing.
I think I'm mostly thinking of the Reinhardt
Get the diva, get the diva, get the diva.
or Shadow.
I'm hacked.
Diva's bad.
But I just think, because, you know, you'll get one person with the charge, whereas
Oh, I got fucking.
if you're just swinging into a group of 5, you'll be doing 75 damage with each
Oh my
hit.
god, I got pinned out of
So, you know, you're doing 300 damage total if, you know, there's at least 4 enemies in there.
I'm hacked!
So, I like to swing and fire strike, and I don't like to charge into
Even if you don't make it.
a grab. On Earth Shatter, though,
Laura, just
Just chill, it's
pick the
fine.
point. You gotta
I will... I'm starting to do better at this, but I will charge them after they start getting up.
That's fine.
Oh, that's
Look how
unfortunate.
far we got it.
Yeah.
We're almost there. That's pretty good.
But we didn't, and we got it really far, so let's not, you know, worry about that.
Yeah. I actually love pushing.
It's not quick play where you have to have it to the end to win.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna mute you guys for a second while this goes. No, I actually love pushing like you guys did, because I feel not teams are coordinated enough to like pull back. Maybe they'll, you know,
Who was
wait
playing-
like
who was playing the hit scan?
wait for the group, but they'll be a little too far forward, thinking, oh, okay, this is a safe place. So that's why I do like pushing up with a coordinated team. So I'm really hoping you guys win this one.
Who's playing the main tank?
Hope Laura is.
Nah, you're fine.
I can go. I can go Orisa. I can go Orisa. Stay. You stay. You go Orisa.
Diva, eh?
Are you gonna...
I will be honest and say Diva is
If you
my least
wanna do
played.
it, then I'll
No,
do
I
something.
mean Hammond is, but
I'm fine doing it.
I'm curious to see how you play her with
You could switch to jungle
her defense matrix.
if you really need the downer afterwards.
It's just a matter of the hit scan. If I go jungle,
Yeah.
we don't really have a hit.
Yeah, because that Pharaoh was... I mean, that was the only thing we needed to hit scan for.
So you can be up here, but just watch out for. Oh, I was gonna say watch out for an enemy Reaper.
I have a
yeah.
Pharaoh going.
Don't have tunnel vision.
There's a Pharaoh.
Fair cut.
Line,
Yeah, fair
Diva.
cut. Fair
Good
cut.
defense
Yeah, yeah,
matrix.
Was she?
So you didn't need it there, as you know, but I understand sometimes it's hard to just kind of pick your moments.
Oh my god, they have a big widow. Alright, I'm switching.
Line's one. Line's one. Line's one.
We're at top, right.
Oh,
She's ready. She's ready. Nice group. Nice group. Oh, I got slapped. I got
Bars
slapped.
down, bars down, bars
Oh,
down.
Widow got me. She's right across.
yeah, but why I went oop there is just because
Hold
Be
up, hold
careful.
up.
Mercy's
I don't think it was worth
Come back to point if you need
Back
help.
flying into the enemy because you know you got out fine, but what if you got CC'd doing that?
Well, right now we don't have numbers, so we gotta try to stay alive for the rest of the
And if they had enough damage input, they could have just demeched you there.
I've almost got Bob here.
Junkrat's in the small room.
Yeah.
With the small health pack.
Good call out.
On
I always say
right.
the elevator room.
He's one.
Oh, yes.
Good Bob.
What? I would have been mad if you died by that.
Reinhardt's out of
Shield's
position.
down. Line's one. Line's
Down.
nice.
Nice.
Watch Mercy, Mercy's red.
She's dead. They died. Dynamite.
That was good. I think you ate her sleep dart too, which was really good.
I'm down behind.
Come back
Yeah.
to
Back
main
out.
point.
Sorry, we should have this. We got
Back
it.
up a little
Call
bit
for
there,
healing,
Lauren.
get alt charge for your mercy.
We're down or on now.
Widow.
I'm
Widow.
on
definitely
my
a
way
strategy.
back.
Widow died.
We're switched
I'll
off for
have
the
Nano
world.
next fight.
Oh my god, down.
Widow's up.
That's what I meant.
She got me.
Wait, where is it?
Oh, mercy, that was risky. So
They have double main tank now.
that Reinhardt was really low. I wouldn't have been against you flying right into him, melee, and then use your
It's fine. They're gonna
rockets.
take point.
Don't let her res. That's about it.
I've got Nano.
That was good. I liked your action to get out there, but I didn't like your ultimate because obviously it was wasted. And
If you can, waste their time.
no, don't. I know it seems like a good idea,
What
but
is going on?
they're gonna get it. You might waste 20 seconds at best, but
Reinhardt won. Good job.
holy crap, you guys! Did you guys get it?
He's left, he's
But,
left,
you
he's
know,
left,
you're
he's
feeding them
left,
all
he's left
charge.
on point. Slept on point.
And I just don't think it's a fair trade-off. Like in this case, it worked out.
Guys, if someone
I don't think it should have. I think it's kind of reinforcing bad habits because this won't work at higher levels.
I'm down.
And you know what they say: dress for the job you want, not the job you have. I know that's cheesy, but
Stay on point.
It's okay. They're done for a minute.
no, like
It's okay.
it's okay to give them point. It's better give them point and to set up a good spot for you guys to defend. Right around that shop, may I recommend? Zarya.
Too much right now.
It's my best offensive tank, if I may be so bold as to say.
I mean,
So, just one advice I like to give Zarya is I always like to have one bubble to give, or at least, like, you know, not giving them at the same time. Because, poor
She's
Ash.
behind. She's behind.
Because, you know, let's say you get to 100, it's,
You guys can get out.
let's just, best case scenario, you get to 100, you give 2 bubbles away,
Thank you.
you know, they can't max charge anymore, even if they damage the 2 bubbles. But, at least if you have 1 bubble to give, you'll always be able to keep it at a high level, if that makes sense. Oh, good Reinhardt. Charge, he had so much reaction time.
I'm gonna die though.
Walk off me.
Bought you some time for that block.
I'm
Wet.
anti.
Yeah, I was gonna go back and rewind, but once you hear fire in the hole,
Mercy.
check your cooldowns on your bubbles, see if you can give one to yourself and to an ally. Good.
I'll try that in a second.
I have Nano in a moment.
So yeah, yeah.
I got slapped. I'm gonna get
They're
charged.
all anti. Big
Monkey going back
anti.
alley.
Call out the Winston.
Push.
Yeah, I think someone was saying monkey.
I can shut.
Widowmaker's up top.
Widowmaker down.
Just gonna rewind it a bit.
Be careful, you're down.
I could be wrong. I don't want to put my phone on. I feel like you haven't give anyone a personal bubble in a while.
Monkey going back alley. Monkey.
Push. We can push.
Down, he's down.
3,
I can shut.
2, 1.
Widowmaker's up top.
Widowmaker down.
Okay, forget what I said about the personal build, but listen,
Mercy's
I think that worked out for you, that ult, but Zarya has,
got her. She didn't get the rest.
I might even say, the best ult in the game.
That's fine.
But I guess you're switching anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I'll probably be able to get Bob.
But Zarya ult is, I think, is the one you have to coordinate with the most of any ult. Because you can get the most value,
You and I am Max.
it's like so much value if you're coordinated with like another
Alright, well, everybody.
teammate. But if you're just throwing it as like a panic ult, you're not getting as much value as you could have. Don't
Down the hall.
Yeah,
see.
use hand,
Ooh.
don't give
So
you-
don't flank as Diva. Like,
She's down on the
Back alley,
left.
back
I
alley.
hit her.
She's down, she's down, she's down. Good teamwork,
like
good teamwork.
if the other team was smart, they'd all call you out.
This Ryan is by himself.
You don't have 30 seconds.
But never need Diva flank.
You rezzed
I
him.
tried it.
Rezzed her.
Let him come.
Oh,
Fact,
God.
Junkrat's
no
down.
tanks should flank.
It's okay.
I stepped in a trap.
You're gonna push. I gotta push right here. Let him push.
Just get out of that alley.
I think he has won this. Don't think they have enough time to even get back. Oh,
Here, probably.
I'm dead.
You have no healers.
yeah.
They're in overtime. This is good for us.
I feel they definitely got the point. I don't know what I would have done. I would have tried to fly past. No. Like, it's like another reason you don't want to flank is because kind of you're stuck back here.
Need something for the.
And
Oh shit.
honestly, while you're flanking, this whole minute or two, this may sound harsh, but you didn't really accomplish anything to help your team at all. You got the Widow.
I'm down.
I
I have an
got the Widow, but I don't have to tell you this, but that didn't help the point at all.
I'm down.
But you need to stay with your tank and support him.
Right behind. Oh, don't get
Back
him.
up if you can.
Yeah, I'm on
Back
him.
up if you can.
He got the health back. He got the health back. I can't. I'm good. He was getting healed, and I think he's getting. I shadow.
Don't throw. Do not throw.
They have
I
two
have
shields.
nano.
Alright,
Good
it's really hard to
self-control.
shadow though. They have two bombs. One mana. One man, two.
He's left.
Don't touch him, don't touch him.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if you know it, but it's perfectly okay as
I'm hammered. And I'm
as
dead.
Diva
Both healers
to
are down.
Oh fuck.
ult to save your mech. Like all the pros do it. It's that's so unfortunate because then you could have. I know you could have Diva bombed there. Oh, poor Lucio. It's good that you're staying like positive though. And,
Antied.
this is a tricky. Yeah, okay.
And I'm dead.
I was gonna say this is tricky. You made the right call, looks like, because you just lost. Well, you lost one player and they gained one, so they're up one. So this was the right call. But I was gonna say, should you save this? You should think about should you save it or should you use it. And there's also 25 seconds, so I think you're making the right call because you might get a few, then you'll stagger some, and there'll be like 10 seconds left. See how this plays out. Nice.
Nice.
I'm off the
Really slow
map.
up top left. I can't do anything
So
about it. Keep happening.
make sure you're coordinating with your team who's staying on the payload.
I can't heal you because you're in the shield.
I'm out of the shield. I don't know if you can hear me. So. Thank you. Monkey jump. Monkey no jump.
They have a Reaper?
Yeah, I don't know why you're. Oh yeah, Widow, I guess. Watch the payload. They are 2.4 meters away from getting it. Now fly to the payload.
Big anti.
Enough and purple, enough and anti.
And call out the Reaper. Say Reaper's low.
He's left.
I'm on
He's
one
left.
side.
He's one.
Once he's down.
Nice. Good.
Nice.
I'm almost back.
Spin to win.
Just stay on point. Nice.
Nice, everyone.
Nice. Okay. So, see my interest there. So if I had known you were going to play Diva, I probably wouldn't have done this because I don't think I'm a great Diva player. But I think you can just kind of go off what I said about Reinhardt and maybe Zarya a bit, and take what you like, throw away what you like. Take some of the advice I said with a grain of salt. But I don't know. I like that you're staying positive and you're not, you know, being toxic, as that's the phrase people use. But you seem to be enjoying yourself while playing, and I think you'll just eventually get better. My advice, if you're gonna, as Reinhardt, is make more space, be more aggressive as Reinhardt. Call out your shield, say my shield's low, I'm gonna drop my shield. That being said, if your shield is about to break, like, you know, less than 500, I would just drop it anyway, because as long as you have like 1 HP left of shield, it's just like, you know, obviously 1 HP will get picked off, but will get poked by an enemy. You can block the biggest attacks, such as like Diva Bomb, so it's good to have it just in case. But if your shield does get completely wiped out, you have to wait for your shield to get to 500 HP, I think, before you can even bring it up again. Same with if you hear Sombra hacking, you just drop your shield so she doesn't destroy it when you get hacked. And let's see, last thing, learn to I think it's called shield hopping. Shield hopping is an amazing trick, and it'll make you go just a bit faster. And yeah, I also liked how your control. Something I hate about some Reinhardt players is their charges are they're just throwing when they throw some of their charges. You seem to have really good control of your charge. I think you only used it like twice, just an average. So you're really good about that. I think charging is like the worst ability in the game, just because it throws the most important person in our position. But yeah, I hope this helped you. And yeah, just have fun. And thanks for watching if you did.